In this video, we'll see a few examples on how to use curves as path. So here I have a few collections. I will save this file for you after. We have here a bust that we will use for creating a necklace here. And we have a cobra here that you can see that now is totally flat, and we will make a shape with that. So first of all, I want to show you basically two ways of using curves as paths, and after I show you some examples with that. First of all, we can change the shape of an object that is aligned with the curve. So for example, let's go for take a cube, okay? And let's create a shape like this in edit mode. We'll make SX, okay? So by default, following a curve will be into the x-axis, so it's important to know that. And after, when I have this bar here, I want to make Ctrl R to have a lot here of loops that can deform this object. If I don't have any loop here, the object cannot deform itself. So now I can add another object, and this object will be the curve. By default, it's inside here, so I will hide the cube and go inside this object by going in edit mode with tab. And then I will scale it up to make a big shape like this, and extrude maybe that one, and extrude like this, extrude like this, and extrude like this. Good. And I can still come back with that shape and modify the path that I want to use. So let's say I would like to deform my cube here into that shape. So I will use modifiers for that. You have two ways to make exactly the same thing. So you can go into the cube, add a modifier, the deform one, and it will be a curve. And you just select here the basic curve, and it will start to deform. Now, if I move my object into the x-axis, gx, it will follow the curve, as you can see. Okay, so I can change it, stop here, sorry, and now we have the shape that we want, for example, okay? Or if I scale it into the x-axis, it will take the entire shape like that. So can be useful for that. But what we can do as well, it's another way of doing it. If you don't want to use modifiers, we will have a full chapters on modifiers. It will be the next one. And we will use curves for other things. But first of all, we can make it like that. We can select our object, then the curve. And with the two objects selected, we make Ctrl P here, and we make set parent to curve deform, and it will make exactly the same thing. So you see that here everything is the same, you have the same configuration, it's just maybe a quicker way of doing it. So with the Ctrl P, make parent, and select the curve deform, it will make the same. So you have this option, and it will deform your object, and you can move it along the curve like that. But let's say, for example, so this one will be the deform. Okay, example. I save you that like this, you can see that later. And I will go with a new collection here, and now we will follow path example. Let's say you have an object, for example, let's say a plane, okay? And this plane, you want it to follow that curve, like he follows really a direction that you want to use, a path that you want to use in the air. And so, okay, let's go. We will make this. Let's duplicate maybe this basic curve that was good for our example. Maybe I will duplicate it, and with M, I make it into the follow path example. Okay, good. Now I have only that curve. To make it good and to make it work well, I really recommend you that the first here handle has to be into the center of the object. So what I do usually for that, I just make a GX to put it here really in the center, And here I want it to be aligned, and this is important. If it's not aligned, you will have some problems when you make manipulations after. So I really make a rotation here on top and in front view as well. I will make a rotation to make it aligned with the view, okay? And be sure that everything works well like this, okay? So now our first here is this one. To be sure that it's the first and not the last, for example, what we can do as well is to go there into the normals. You see that here you have the normals, you enable the handles, and now you can see that you have the direction of the path. So this is the beginning and this is the end. If you want to change that and invert that, you can go into control points, I guess. Recalculate handles, no. I know that it's switch direction here, okay? And you can switch the direction. No, it's this one that is the first. But to be good, it has to be here in the center of the object here, the origin point, or it will not work well. So I come back here with switch direction, and now we have our curve ready. Now, let's say I would like to, let's say I will make a really simple shape with a cube, very, very simple, just to have something like that, and SY as well. Maybe I will extrude that. Okay, let's extrude to make a simple, very simple plane shape. Okay, extrude this, scale it, extrude this again, and that's it. And now extrude this, scale it here. Okay, and it's really like a toy, and what I do now. So now I will extrude that, make SY. Okay, SZ, SX, and GX. And I will make the same here to have my plane shape. Good sometimes to model very simple shapes like that, just to know how it works. Okay, I make an extrusion, SX, SY, sorry. Again, SZ, SY, SX, and GX. Okay, we have a nice plane now. And what we will do, we will just select this plane and select here the path. And what you can do now is make the Control P, but choose another option. You have the follow path option. Okay, so when you have this follow path now, when you play with the animation, the object will not be deformed, but it will follow the path. You can see the object animation here. It will stop at 100, and you can go there into this here object option, path animation. Here you have the number of frames, so if you go to 250, it will follow the path in 250 frames, for example. Okay. My cat is not happy. And now you can play with these options here. Okay, so you can really, it's two different ways of you using it. Here it's really something that will follow and not deform, and the other you can make it follow and deform at once. So it's important to understand these two examples here. The next example, so now it's real examples. Let's say, for example, you have a bust here, okay, and you would like to create a necklace on it. Maybe this bust is a little too little, but what is the size of this? No, it's okay. And what we will do, we will create the curve that will be the necklace here, and then after we will just make the necklace follow the curve. So what we will do, first of all, we'll add here a curve, basic curve. Perfect. We'll go in edit mode, remove everything, every vertices. I come back without the normals here, and I want to create a new curve by going to draw into the surface directly like I did show you. So I go into my tools here and I select the surface. I can create an offset, like for example, if I draw something like this, you see that it will be a little above the surface like this, because it's 0.01, maybe 0.005 might be better. We will see. Yeah, I prefer that. Okay, because we will have the size of the necklace, so it will be good like this. So I make Control Z, I go into front view, align this, okay, well, and I start inside the geometry, yeah? Okay? So let's say it will make a shape like that. It doesn't have to be perfectly aligned, it will make more realism. Okay, we have something good already. And now on the back, with Control 1 here, I will make another one like something like that. Let's say. Good. And we will join these curves now. So we will come back here, select the two handles here, make F, the two handles here, make F, and we have just to manage this space now. So I prefer to work without that much handles to manage. So what I do usually in that case, I remove this handle here. And if you have to align again, you come back with this and move it a little to be sure that the curve will follow here above the surface of the bust here. Again, I can come here, make a rotation. So now it's a little better. Okay. Maybe you can need sometimes a few other curves, a few other handles. In that case, if you need, for example, a handle to be here and to follow more this curve, you can just make another one, like maybe we can put that one here, get it down a little, good. And when you have two like this, you can subdivide here and add a new one like that. And this one will let you manage the curve more precisely. Okay, so it will go inside in that case, a little, not that much. And we can add another one again here by subdivide. And it depends to, and this depends number of handles. Yeah, this can be good like this. Okay, so you can play with this to follow well the curve, well the surface here. What you can do here as well is make something more like this. It will be more natural. Good. So now we have the curve that will follow, and let's say we are happy with that. It's never perfect, but yeah. Okay, we have a curve. Now I would like an object that will follow that curve. And for this, I will create that object with a modifier that we didn't see yet, but that is very powerful too. It's a modifier that will let you repeat the geometry in an axis. So I will put this here and I will call it curve necklace. Good. So I will create another object and now it can be a UV sphere, okay? With not that much geometry, maybe 24 and 12, it's enough. Shade is smooth and scale it down like this. Okay, we'll create a object in edit mode, very simple, like it will be some birds. So I will just duplicate that one into the x-axis, scale it down, and with a GX, just put it like that. And again, duplicate it again, and duplicate it again. So I will have this shape now. And this shape, I can repeat it with a modifier. This modifier is a generate array like that. You can increase the number like this. and this object can follow now this object with the Control P for curve deform. And now you can see that here it follows, and you can add the number that you want to fit. So let's say it's a little too big, you scale it down. And now it will follow perfectly. If you want more little here curves, you can scale it down, increase the number. We will see into other videos how to manage this in a deeper way. And let's say now you have a necklace into your surface very easily. So can be very powerful this to manage that. So this one will be the necklace, and we will put it into the bust collection. Another example, it's already done, it's just to show you another example of deform here. Let's say you have a cobra here, a snake, okay? And this snake is modeled like this, okay? So in edit mode, half of it, so easier to manage with a mirror here. And we would like to make subsurf too, to make something smooth. And here we have the curve that I did already, but I will remove it. Like this you will see how it works. So I will just enable the curve cobra here, and you can see the curve that I did to make a nice cobra shape. And now if I select the object and the curve cobra and make a Control P curve deform, we have this. That is very good. And now you can see that we have a nice cobra shape that you can change easily by changing the curve. So if I change the curve here, maybe I would like the curve to be more like this. Okay? And very easily we can change the orientation and everything. What you can do as well is use the tilt option. So the tilt option with Control T will let you make a rotation like that. Okay, so can be good to change the pose as well. And we have the Control S, Shift S, Alt S. It's Alt S. Alt S will let you change here the thickness of it. So for example, if you want something that is less thick in the end, Alt S only into that one, please. It will change here, and you can see now that I have the tail that is less thick than the rest. So it can be interesting to change things as well. So yeah, this is another way of deform and add deform example. So for the curve, okay, here we have just 3 modifiers. And that's it for using curves as path. So you have these 2 examples here that are really important to understand the difference between deform and follow path, because after we might play a little more with the deform examples for modeling chains or things like that after. And I will show you that into the modifier section. And now we'll really focus into the curves. So that's it for this. I will just save this file into the source files as usual. And into the next video, we'll see how to use curves to make a logo.